Look at
First shot comes the overhand right, Jim. Boom. And that took Kovalev out of the game. That ruined it for Kovalev. He was starting to get fatigued already. His legs were gone, but the overhand right really did it for him. Right high on the chin, but a beautiful landing shot by Alvarez.
A temple shot.
A temple shot.
Now here's knockdown number 2.
There's a left hook that took him out, followed by a good straight right hand. That definitely took Kovalev down.
Now, we all felt that Fields should stop the fight at this point, but I knew his past record, and I knew he wouldn't.
And there was an overhand right miss, followed by another left hook to the head, and right hand straight across. That's the second knockdown, I think. When a fighter falls on his arm like that, Jim, it's usually about over.
And here's the third knockdown.
Overhand right.
Another right hand around the guard.
Left hand up the middle.
It's a power point, 2 more. One more point, dig down.
I know a lot about him. I think most people will be surprised to hear that, but you know, the good part about being me is I have a lot of connections, and my connections are always willing to help. And so multiple people actually in Germany who were able to give myself as well as my dad information on the fighter. Another connection who was able to give me about 10 fights of his that were all over there in Germany and Europe. So I know a lot about the guy. He likes to use the ring. He likes to move. He needs some space to work. And, you know, and he wants to use a long-rangey jab too. So nothing new for me. I think for you guys, you'll see a different approach to our tactics and how we plan to take on and take out Sebastian Formella.
For all the best.
Cook is looking carefully, and now, oh, that's surely it! Massive right hand.
What's good, everybody? BoxingFirstVlog back in the building. This video will be titled Boxing's Better's Banter. I picked 3 fights to discuss with you. Had a little bit of issue last week with the judges, rolling with some underdogs. I did call the Jackson Marinez victory, which was taken from him just rudely. That being said, I decided to switch it up when I wanted to look forward to my betting side of boxing, and I'm gonna roll with the favorites, but when we do that, we gotta pick the right way to bet them. You can't just really say the favorite's gonna win, because you got to lay a serious bag to even get a little coin back. So we trying to find out stoppages, rounds, things like that, like more of a prop bet sort of way to bet these favorites and try to make a little bit of money and just keep the love for betting on boxing and the love of gambling alive, despite a lot of the chicanery and tomfoolery and buffoonery that goes on with these judges and whatnot. That being said, the first fight we're going to talk about is Joe Smith and Elidio Alvarez. I sure do hope I pronounced that properly. You know I'll be having issues with these names. That being said, this fight, solid fight. It's a hardcore fans fight. Joe Smith's a grinder. He's not really per se a banger like that. He can stop people, but it's more like he's going to wear you down sort of stoppage. On the flip side, we got Mr. Alvarez, who got handlebars. This dude got sandbags, and he stopped some elite competition. Tried to share a clip with you on that. Now, how would you bet this fight? Both guys have been known to slow down later on in the fight. We've seen that earlier in their careers. But from a bettor's perspective, I would say this one is definitely not going the distance. The only way Joe Smith can probably win is to grind out a victory, maybe stop Elidio late, 9th, 10th round type of stoppage from just some good early body work, things like that. On the flip side, Elitier hasn't let anybody get to the 10th in the last few fights. So definitely the way to go on betting this one is don't just bet inside the distance. It's not going to go the distance. It's definitely not going 12, that's for sure. Let's move on to the next bout. And we wanted to talk about a last-minute fill-in for the big man, Daniel Dubois. And he's going up against a Dutch heavyweight champion named Ricardo Schneider. Again, hope I'm pronouncing that man's name correctly. Took a peek at his record. He's 18-0. I believe he got one draw, about 8, 9 knockouts. It's pretty much what you would call a big man's boxer. Thin frame to be going up against a monster like Dubois, but maybe his ability to move can keep him in there. So that's why I wanted to look at this from a better perspective. Dubois, if you know anything about him, he's a very patient guy. So I wouldn't suspect an early knockout, first, second round type of thing. And again, you're probably going up against a guy that could box a little bit. He's probably going to try to keep his distance. So this may lead to a later stoppage, not late, maybe 7th, 6th. I'm thinking Dubois' patience and his ability to catch up, reading his opponent, gonna get him that home run shot that, you know, that right hand is just nasty. It's not the fastest, but when it lands, man, atomic bomb. So anyway, man, when you're betting on that one, take a look at maybe a 6th, 7th round stoppage. And I myself might drop a little bit of coin on that depending on the payout. And this last fight we wanted to talk about, Mr. Sean Showtime Porter going up against Sebastian Formella. Now again, we heard Mr. Porter's words. They got a lot of homework done on Mr. Formella. We heard we're going to hear some new things from Mr. Porter. And what I'm anticipating when he says that, I'm thinking more accurate punches. So his power will count more because his punches are more accurate. Again, he might be going up against a guy he has to go get, but we know Sean Porter is the type of fighter that will get after it. But I'm thinking when he says you'll see things different, I'm thinking more precise punching. That way his power counts more. It's not a lot of wasted power. It may look good as far as fans and trying to judge it around, but when you look at effectiveness, a lot of those missed punches could have been the home run shots, and we definitely haven't seen a KO from Porter in some time now. So I'm thinking in this fight, bet inside the distance. It's not going the distance. You may think it will because Formella is a boxer, as Porter said, but I'm thinking Sean Porter's going to show us some power and some accuracy and probably get a stop inside 8. I'm going inside 8. Anyway, man, Boxing First Vlog, do me a favor, hit that like, subscribe, definitely drop a comment. Tell me what you guys think about any upcoming fights that may be worth a dime to drop on. Anyway, man, we out.